Hello, everybody. Welcome back to RPG Radio Podcast. This is the weekly gaming news podcast of RPG.com. Professional as always, coming at you live with the static image of the Discord server.
Mm.
Nothing but the best for you guys. No intro music or anything. I also
No.
just got a Facebook message, so I'm going to surreptitiously close that tab and pretend that didn't happen. My my name is Alex Heron. As always, I'm joined by my esteemed co-host Sam Robertson.
Hello.
How are you,
Yes,
Sam?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing really well. Today's podcast will cover Destiny 2. Obviously, the teaser trailer was released. It was a teaser to another trailer. That's interesting. We'll also be talking more about Telltale as they announced their Guardians of the Galaxy series, which is going to premiere sometime in April. We'll also be going through EA's Origin Early Access, all the new games you can get on that, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion leading into that about the new Battlefield DLC and also the new Dark Souls DLC, which is coming out, and maybe a bit about DLC in general because we all love a bit of downloadable content every now and then. So, does it sound like a good show? Do you think we're going to be good?
Hopefully. Who
On
knows?
If you were to place it between the other two that we've done, how would you rate it?
Well, there's nothing that's like super juicy news,
Mm, this is true. Yeah.
but I feel like we can make it better.
We can provide our own juice for the
Uh-huh.
situation. Yeah. I mean, honestly, in terms of production quality, it just gets better every week, obviously. So,
Mm.
all right, let's get into it then. So, Dark Souls 2 teaser trailer for another trailer was released. First of all, I want to point out that having a trailer for another trailer which comes out in 2 days is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life, but god damn it if it doesn't work. So there's that. I mean, have you seen the trailer?
Uh, no.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
it's. I'm just gonna wait for the trailer.
yeah, right? Like the actual trailer that tells you something. Right. Well, I mean, it's like my job to look at it, so I guess I had to, but I guess I can go through it scene by scene. So basically, there's a robot bro who I'm sure, judging by the quality of voice acting, is either a new character. Oh, I should point out, I've not played any Destiny. I do not care about that franchise at all.
I
Um,
have played some
okay.
for
Because it
a
was a
couple
game
weeks.
for a while, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But basically, there is a character who's either an existing character who's like established, or like a new character they want to introduce. Either way, he's quite well voice
Doesn't matter.
acted.
They all look the same.
Yeah, he's like a weird robot man that's drinking alcohol, and through the whole thing, I'm just wondering like, how does a robot drink? Why are they
Uh,
even capable of drinking? That's like the weirdest thing ever.
Futurama.
Yeah, okay, I don't need to drink. I can quit anytime I want. Yeah, I know. But like, I just, I mean, see if it was that. See if they had them like powered by alcohol. That'd be like a really fun, like even if it wasn't alcohol, even if it was like space juice or something, that'd be a fun,
Space alcohol.
yeah, space alcohol. It really has a kick to it.
Mm.
So, but yeah. So basically, Robot Bro. He's got like this, like not a southern accent, but like quite a cowboy accent, and he's telling you this story of like he's telling the bartender the story, but he's telling us the story. That's what it's
Mm.
getting. That I don't know if you would notice or not. Um, but yeah, he's just like, oh, I was in this place, and he's like, it was like I was in the middle of an ugly convention, and
Ooh,
like
sick bird.
I
Sick.
know nothing but the highest level of comedy, and he's like, I was shooting this guy, I'm shooting this guy, I'm shooting all the guys. And then the bartender just like blinks because the bartender's also a robot. And then he says, "Oh, I guess you'd have to be there." But then the twist is the camera angle changes and they are there. So they were there
Mm.
the whole time because there's a big hole in the bar and like they're right where he just was. And then he leaves and he says he's got to get back to it. So yeah, now you don't even need to watch the trailer. There you go. I basically described everything that happens.
Yeah. So it's clearly a very funny joke
Oh
that I'm
man, so
sure
funny.
is very humorous. I myself am just my sides are splitting. I
Mm, you
I'm
know,
yeah. So it's it's a typical trailer.
yeah,
Guess the bigger news is Destiny 2 is happening.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like they could have cut down the trailer to like a static JPEG image. Remember a few weeks ago when, well, a few months ago now, they announced like Red Dead Redemption 2, and they just leaked like an image on like their Facebook page, and that was the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they could have done that because the trailer just ends with like Destiny and then like the number 2 like over it. So you're like, well, you could have just shown us that, and that would have like been, that would have been enough. You wouldn't have had to invest like the thousands of pounds it takes to make this trailer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever.
It's like
They're rich.
they
Bungie's
are,
rich.
yeah, they are
They make
incredibly
like
rich.
probably one of the most popular, or they have made one of the most popular franchises,
Mm.
gaming franchises ever in
Oh, no
Halo.
doubt. Yeah, yeah. They
It's
almost
not like uh, it's not like Destiny 1 was a complete flop. It
no.
still made quite a lot of money, I believe.
Oh
So
yeah. It has like a very
yeah,
hardcore following because even though everyone else is just like it's kind of hollow. It's kind of like the hollowed out husk
uh,
of what a game should be. There's just like there's some people who just really love playing the same 4 levels over and over again, you know?
well, the thing is, they release like raids
Mm.
or whatever they're called. I think it's raids,
Yeah,
which
something
are
like that.
like massive like levels where you have to solve puzzles and do use strategies and
Mm.
etc. Like a raid in
Like WoW?
any other MMO.
Yeah.
WoW, other MMOs that exist.
Mm.
Yeah, but like which are apparently really good. But the thing is, you need to dedicate a lot of time because first of all, you need to have equipment good enough to be able to do it.
Mm.
Which I mean, I don't know if you know how the mechanics work,
They
but
have like something called
basically,
Light, which is like your equipment
uh-huh,
level from
like
Warcraft.
I believe it's somewhat different but similar.
Mm.
But yeah, basically to level up past level, it used to be 20, but I think they moved it up.
Mm.
But past some level, you need to have light on your equipment, which then levels you up, which lets you put skill points in
Mm.
whatever. But so you basically need good enough equipment,
To
which is
like,
actually really important in Destiny.
yeah.
So good enough equipment to be able to do it, then dedicate like 3-4 hours of your life to sitting in a chair and not leaving.
Yeah.
Maybe have a toilet break. But
No, just
like
get your
if you
mum to
leave
carry
the
down a
raid,
bathroom for you. Yeah.
just do it on the toilet. Just take
Yeah.
in your yeah.
Take your PlayStation into the toilet and just sit
Uh-huh.
there the entire time. Yeah. No
Yeah.
problem.
Uh-huh. And then yeah, like
Good to go.
so yeah, you spent 4 hours of your life because if you leave, then you have to restart the raid. The only way
Oh
to
my
pause a
God.
raid is to just stand in an area
Wow.
or whatever. So,
That
but
sounds like,
apparently they're really fun.
I mean, if you're into it, right? I mean, that's one of those things where
Mm.
like, like even I assume it's like 3 or 4 hours if you're good at the game, whereas if you're like me just doing it for the first time, it would actually take you like a whole day, like
Uh,
straight up. Like you better clear all other plans you have, like sleeping or eating, and then
uh,
just sit and do that. God.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a game series that ever appealed to me. I think from day one I was just like, hey, remember how Halo had like an interesting story and you played this unique protagonist in this like cool world? Yeah,
Uh,
now it's an MMO. That's like kind of like
uh.
what happened. So.
There's like one good single player mission where you got a sword and you just like punch it
Oh
out.
yeah. That's the other thing that's weird is like it's like the future, but also everything has got names of like the past. Like things are called like mages and things, and it's like really
Mm,
they use old
yeah,
timey names, even though it's far future. It's like you're called a knight or something. I forget what you're called. I don't remember.
you're a
But
destiny.
you're yeah,
No,
it's almost your destiny to play the game. Oh, but
I, you know, I, I think I genuinely think that Destiny, if it was ported to PC,
hmm.
would do like a million times better.
That's because like the
Because
MMO
like,
crowd is all on PC because they all play
uh
Warcraft all the time. I mean,
and
as we speak, there are like 4 people in the Discord server currently playing Warcraft. So,
uh and I'm sure that like they would be happy to try a game like because the reason other MMOs don't do very well is because it's like people go, well, it's like WoW, but it's
not as good.
new. The
Yeah.
player base isn't as like as large,
Mm.
and the game has these things I don't like, which WoW does differently.
Yeah. There's also like
Because it,
4% the quests of WoW because WoW's been
uh
around for a
huh,
straight up decade. So,
uh huh. Because it's an interesting thing that every time a major MMO like ooh Guild Wars or something, Guild Wars 2
yeah.
came out, there was a massive resurgence in people playing WoW because
Mm.
they played Guild Wars 2, and then that just made them want to play WoW or something.
So what you're saying is every other MMO in existence is inadvertently just the
Just
best marketing
marketing
for
for
WoW.
yeah, uh-huh,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's something you hear all the time, isn't it? It's like, it's just not as good as Warcraft. Like, why would I play anything that isn't
But
Warcraft?
the
But
thing is, the problem with them, I believe, is that they're just too similar to Warcraft. They're just
mm,
Warcraft, but and you could paint or
I
whatever.
wonder
But
if
if it's
that's
Destiny,
because
it's actually different, completely different mechanics.
well, you've got a different viewpoint to begin with, and that's almost enough in its own right. You know, change it from like an art, what's a top down to like or is it third person to like a first person shooter, and you've kind of got that nice sort of amalgam. I mean, I think a lot of people were thinking Destiny was more like Borderlands than WoW originally, sort of like a
Uh-huh.
Borderlands MMO, which by the way would be amazing. Like if they could do it right and they didn't make it like WoW, because I think the issue is when people see an MMO, they're like, let's just do it exactly how the most successful MMO of all time does it so that it's safe. But by doing the safe thing, they're actually making it worse for themselves. But I think like the Borderland devs are pretty experimental, so they probably do it differently. I hold out hope because it's a great franchise, but yeah, that's never gonna
Yeah,
happen, by the way. That's just pure
yeah.
speculation, so
Especially after their failure with what was it called?
what
Battleborn.
Oh, yeah, but that's not Borderlands, to be fair. Like, it's a different.
It's basically Borderlands, but it's just the problem is that's a failure. They're gonna go back and do
Hmm.
Borderlands 3 to be nothing interesting and just Borderlands, more Borderlands, which is
Well,
fine.
which is
I
fine. I
like
mean,
Borderlands,
I
but
love Borderlands. The only issue with the prequel is there's just not enough. Or the
the
pre
pre-sequel,
Yeah, the pre-sequel is there's just not enough in it. You know, it's
and
just a
it's a bit too
monumentally.
linear.
Yeah, it's a very linear game. And there's not a lot of like side questing to do. And also it has the
Uh,
single worst character ever to be conceived in the world of video games or any media ever.
Tonight State.
Oh, Tyrannite stuff. I can't swear, but Pickle, like, who was behind that? Like, like seriously, who was like, oh,
I,
I bought this Cockney child online. We can use him as a voice actor.
but
Like,
they're not Cockney. They don't use rhyming slang correctly.
yeah,
You
it's
don't
like
say, "Oh, that's uh, I don't know."
that means that. Yeah, it's like Tracer
You
from
can't say,
Blizzard or from
yeah.
Overwatch, made by Blizzard. Like, yeah, cheers, love, the cavalry's here. Excuse me? That doesn't make any sense. Like, how hard is it for them to
Cheers,
hire?
love.
Like, they don't even need to hire someone from London. They could just hire a British person to be like the
Any
overseer.
British person.
Literally
Like, do
anyone.
you think they had like an intern who was just like, you do realize that makes literally no sense, and that cheers just means thank you,
Yeah, and they're
or
like, oh,
that's literally not how Cockney rhyming slang works. Like, oh, shut up.
Shut
You're
up.
just
Go
an
back to
intern.
sweeping the grit off of the floor. But our floor is made of grit.
Huh.
I have this idea that the Blizzard devs have gravel flooring. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
It's really practical.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
You have to wear your boots to work
Every floor wears like 10 metric tons because of the loose gravel on the floor.
If you go in heels, you're like, that's just a death
Completely
sentence.
ruined. Oh, come on, what kind of Blizzard dev wears heels? Like, that's a bit of a stereotype.
I'm sure there's one or two.
Mm.
People in HR.
Oh yeah, but they probably work in like the ground floor though, which obviously wouldn't
Where
have
they
gravel.
don't have gravel.
Yeah, they don't. Well, you gotta show professionalism. Come on.
Mm.
What kind of tangent is this? This is the difficult for
What
an
are we
album.
talking about?
Destiny.
Should we just move on?
No, I mean there is one more thing that I want to cover with the Destiny thing,
All right.
which is that if you bought an Xbox One, I mean you better dig that grave like a foot deeper because it has PS4 exclusive content for a limited time, same as the original Destiny did.
Exclusive content for a limited time.
Yeah.
Is. I actually don't mind it that much. Exclusive content is stupid.
Yep.
But for limited time content, I think is fine.
Like I think that is
well for certain developers. I think Bungie less so, but for smaller ones, it lets them like actually develop the game because they get money.
Yep.
To do it.
But then they're not restricted. Like their end market is not restricted. I actually feel like it is the best way to handle that. Like, I think if you're gonna have exclusive content, it should almost always be for like, even if it was like a year, even if like a year later all the cool games you see on PS4 came out on PC, like everyone would be happy with that, you know. But yeah, it's like yeah. Sorry, you go.
Well, like, what consumer gets benefit from an exclusive?
Well, yeah, like
what do you get to do? You get to say it's fuel for the console wars. You go, well, we have X exclusive, and they go, oh, well, we have Y exclusive. You go,
yeah,
damn. Well, we have Z exclusives. Oh,
yeah.
But it doesn't actually help you. Like, it just means that you don't get to play some other games that are Xbox exclusives or whatever.
Well, you can. You just have to buy both consoles. Which is like the most
sure
anti-consumer thing. Yeah, exactly. Oh, like the main argument behind a console is it's cheaper than a PC, but when you buy both of them, or all three of them if you count the Switch, that's like you might as well just buy a PC. Like, you know.
I feel like Nintendo are a wee bit different because they have so many exclusives.
Well, it's almost entirely exclusives.
No chance.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because they make their own games. Why would they make their own games for PS4 or Xbox or PC? It's like they just wouldn't.
Yeah, well, what would be the point? I mean, like with the exception of obviously they've been releasing more mobile games recently, but they weren't. I don't think they were developed by Nintendo. I think they just give the licenses out to third parties.
Yeah.
But that that I guess that still technically counts. But
yeah.
But then the thing is, like, a Nintendo console is also massively more affordable than a PlayStation or an Xbox. It's almost like it's a different thing where like a PlayStation and Xbox are trying to be like a discount PC, but Nintendo's just off doing their own thing, which is why I respect them because they're really trying to be experimental with the idea of what a console is, you know. So. Like the portability aspect. Yeah, sorry, you go. I'm just rambling at this point.
I was just saying, whereas like the experimenting for what a console is, Xbox was like, well, what if we just made it a PC? Ooh.
Hey, they just look at like the Microsoft symbol above their like office like meeting room. They're like, by Jove, he's done it.
But then they're like, wait, what can you not do on a PC?
Oh,
watch
damn it.
Live TV.
Oh! That man
We've got
got the biggest
we've got a
raise.
first.
Yeah. Uh, I really feel sorry for people who bought the Xbox One because like going into it when they looked so similar, if you didn't like pay much attention to it, you would just buy the Xbox because the 360 was so good. Like it was probably the
Uh,
one that more people bought, even though I'd argue the PS3 is technically better, like, from like just a
I would
pure.
say I would say they're about even, in my
Mm,
opinion, because PS3 has a lot of good games.
yeah.
Xbox has a lot of good games.
Mm,
They both have similar hardware. There's no real difference. PS3 was slightly better, but
yeah.
marginal.
I think the biggest
But
difference was the Blu-ray player on the PS3,
yeah,
which is like I
it was the
don't.
price. Yeah,
Yeah, like I know people who have a 360 and a Blu-ray player, but I don't know anyone who has a PS3 and a Blu-ray player, you know?
well, yeah, because you'd have to be an idiot.
Yeah, complete idiot to do that. Yeah.
I
But
mean, Blu-ray players when the PS3 came out were expensive.
like you'd almost be better buying just the PS3 because then it's a Blu-ray
Even
player that does other
uh
things.
even if you only played like 2 games, you probably made value from owning the
Oh yeah, if you
PS3.
played FIFA and Call of Duty, like yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Like but
and
that
Blu-rays are v good
oh yeah. Here's our PSA for the day. Always buy Blu-rays. They're just better. You know,
if you can play them.
yeah, if you can, okay, yes, if you can play them, okay. Just a guy somewhere just bought a stack of them. He's like, all I have is this VHS player. Oh damn, what have I done?
If you just insert a stack,
Make them thick enough. Yeah, you watch like
just like
eight
10
movies
at
at
once.
once. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like an 8 track. Yeah. Oh my god. But what was I gonna say? No, it's gone. But yeah, basically, timed exclusive content is a great idea that I can understand everyone being super mad about, especially because it's Bungie and they were such like, they were just full on Microsoft because it's
Mm.
Halo. Halo is the Microsoft exclusive. So yeah, uh, it's one of those things where you're just kind of wondering, like what's going on behind the scenes that is getting like Sony all these exclusive deals because I've said it before, PS4 is the console to buy if you're buying one just because of the content.
Mm.
But I would really love to see what kind of agreements they're signing with developers to get them to limit their market so extensively. Basically kill off the Xbox console forever, which is really bad for the PC industry as well. But I don't know if I should go
Mm.
into that or not. But this has been talked to death. Should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Telltale is in the news again this week because they released well they basically said Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale game series is coming to is coming up somewhere April 18th. There you go. The article literally just updated as I was reading this.
Mm.
Uh Thoughts because I have my opinion, but you know, I'll let other people say their opinions first.
Well, I mean, Telltale tend to make okay games.
Mm,
Uh, Guardians of the Galaxy, reasonably interesting IP.
yeah,
I'd say it has potential, especially since it's sort of comedic and
kind of
there's
Borderlandsy, I guess, or the potential to be
yeah.
Borderlandsy. Yeah. Uh, Here's my issue.
Okay.
Like, my issue is that at this point, and especially with the Batman game, which came out, it seems like Telltale are doing a lot of these games which are almost essentially big adverts for movies that are coming out, you know?
Mm.
Like almost it seems like the game is secondary to like just getting people to go see the movie, which makes me question what kind of like what how much work has really been put into the game to make it its own unique thing. It kind of harkens back to the days of whenever a popular movie was released, there would be like a game which came out with it, and the game was usually, but not always, terrible. Like Spider-Man 2's like one of my favorite games on the PS2, but
Uh,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's good, then who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah, exactly. Also, the other thing, and this is just going off of like the image, the art style looks a lot like Skylanders. Like that weird sort of low polygon count, like smoothed, cartoony look.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the Attack of the Clone Wars series, you
Mm,
know, which I
yeah.
I hear things about, but I don't know. Like it's Star Wars and it's like prequels, so is it gonna be even okay, you know?
Apparently, recently, this is spoilers, by the
Oh
way.
no.
For not that I've watched it,
Yeah.
but for the series, they had apparently this whole series they've been building up to Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul, right?
Mm.
And then they just sort of they're like standing and they're pacing and sizing each other up. And Obi-Wan just fucking murders him, you know. Like
Just
he's
like
just dead
straight
in
up.
10 seconds.
Wait, is this in like the animated Clone Wars series or is this
Uh-huh.
like oh
Yeah.
my god. So he just like impales him through like the heart and he's just like
Uh-huh.
and now you die. Wow. That's pretty dark and not at all what happened. That's like
Well, no. Like Darth Maul survived being chopped in half and had robot legs, right?
oh yeah, he turned into Quaalag from Dark Souls, I remember. Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that. It might just be two robot legs.
I thought he had
He
like
only
robot
that was
spider
in
legs. Let me Google it.
extended universe or
Oh, which doesn't
legends.
exist anymore, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh,
Also, we may need to pause here.
okay. For how long?
E a bit.
Okay. Do you want me to stop this recording and do like the second half?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that just now. Three, two, one, stop. Hello everybody, we are back. We were experiencing some well, I don't want to say we're experiencing technical difficulties because that's not technically accurate. We just
Mm,
had a break.
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your break, Sam?
I enjoyed my brief interlude.
That's good.
Yes.
That's very good. We were talking about Telltale, I believe, before we left. I
Mm,
mean,
yes.
we covered Telltale in quite a bit of detail in last week's episode, so I really don't want to get right into it again, but I am concerned about this idea of like, hey, let's just make a story game and then people will go see the movie. You know,
Mm,
like it's almost like disregarding the media, you know, because you know, like they're at least even if they make it to be its own thing, the timing of it at least suggests to me that it's just basically just a way to convince people to go see the new Guardians movie. But I don't know.
but I mean, you may think that, but you are just a very cynical person on the whole.
That's true.
I personally think it's the other way around, and they're going, "Oh, the new Guardians movie is out. People are going to be interested in Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. They're going to go in, watch the movie, and be like, wow, I want to consume more content to do with Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh,
Mm,
Telltale made a game about that. I'll buy it. That'll
yeah,
be,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
I feel it's that way round rather than they want people to go see the movie.
that's true. I mean, my view on life is on all media is it's all just marketing for
Uh huh.
something. Everything's just an
They're out to
advert.
get you. They're trying to advertise.
Remember, advertising is literally the worst thing on the planet, and
Uh huh.
everything is advertising. So
And
just
nothing, not well, yeah. Just
on
remember, nothing is free.
no.
Because if something is free, then you are the thing that it costs.
What? Wake up,
Yeah,
sheeple.
yeah.
Oh.
You think YouTube is free? Nope. It costs your time.
Mm. And we all have such little time,
Uh-huh.
obviously. That's why we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It all boils down to whether it's gonna be any good or not, right? If it's good on its own, and you know I'm a sucker for Telltale games. I
Uh-huh.
was just watching a playthrough of the latest episode for the Walking Dead game, which came out I think like
Yeah.
yesterday or something like that, pretty recently. So I was watching a playthrough of
Well,
that.
the Walking Dead ones have been reasonably consistently good.
Yeah, I
So,
think if you go in with the knowledge that the zombies are actually just a sort of a way of it's like a conceit to get people into like watching this like character drama, essentially. You know,
Well, I
like
mean, that's the same with the actual show. Is the zombies are there to kind of pose a threat, but you can just walk briskly away from them. They
yeah,
are that kind of zombie.
the
The
real
more,
threat is
uh,
emotions.
and other people trying
Mm.
to eat you and slaughter you like actual cattle, but
Mainly emotions, though.
mainly emotions.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that show went so far downhill. I think we talked about it last week, but it
Yeah.
didn't go downhill so much as off a cliff. But
Season 1 was so good.
yeah.
Season 2 was what's the opposite of
Of oh, so good. Probably
uh-huh.
oh, so bad.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If you don't know, they basically just fired the director and a bunch of people who uh, were behind the
Working on it.
scenes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like
And
all the writing staff. Like
uh
uh, actually, if you want a good summation of what happened in The Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure YMS does like a 7-part in-depth breakdown of why The Walking Dead sucks and like you
uh
shouldn't watch it. So I would recommend checking that out. So yeah, I won't
mhm.
link it anywhere or anything, but you know you're capable of using the internet. You found this video, so
By
congratulations.
some miracle you find us.
Hello.
uh,
uh,
it just reminds me of this YouTuber I found randomly. He had like 40 views. And he was just like, "Hello, view bots."
this guy gets it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How's he doing now, by the way? Does he have like 41
I don't
subs?
know. I've not seen him.
Oh, wow. I
Not
thought that
watched him in
story was
ages.
like,
I can't even remember why.
and that man's
And that
name?
man was PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. Yeah.
But it was actually spelt like with just numbers instead of all the letters were
How do
actually
you
numbers.
represent
All
P as a number?
I don't know. He managed it. He
Oh
managed it.
man, that's pretty crazy. Um, that
Not,
was
not actually, by the
yeah, my God.
way.
If that guy, yeah, that deserves some recognition if he did that. But all right, let's move on to the next story, which is basically just a list, but I don't really want to go through the list, so I'm just gonna highlight it. But basically,
We can just
we'll pick out
Yeah.
some good ones. Do you have the list to hand, or do you want me to send you it?
Mm,
I'll
I
just post it.
I would
in-
appreciate you sending me it. I don't have
there
it.
there you go.
I'm not as prepared as I should have been.
Mm, that's fine. So as you
Plus,
can,
I did open this on my phone.
I see.
have left my phone in the other side of the house
It's so
and have
far
also
away.
not opened it
Mm, mm. No,
on my
that's fine.
computer. So
That's fine. I mean, as you can see by the fact that I literally just posted the message in Discord and there's nothing like an overlay or anything. So EA basically, if you don't know what Origin Access is, it's essentially like a Netflix subscription for games, but it's EA games. So you pay what I think it's I think the article says $5 a month. I don't know what that'll translate to in pounds.
$5 a month or $30 a year.
Mm.
So
Like I
so
imagine
just roughly about this probably
I
like
think
£4.
Yeah.
It's probably actually a fiver though.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was
yeah.
gonna say. They'll just make it exactly the same, but change the symbol because they love money. I mean, they're already selling you nothing, you know.
Oh no, it's £3.99 per month
Oh,
or £20 for a year.
you know
So
why though?
£4
That's
a month
probably
to
so people
20 quid a
don't
year.
just pay like the cheapest price. You know how you can like online you can like buy games in different currency and basically save money. You know, it's probably so people don't do that.
Well,
But
I mean, that's usually not because it's a different currency. It's usually because people in like Belarus are actually poorer on the whole than people in
yeah, but they still want to
America.
get
So
some
they're
money out of
actually
it.
cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I told you the story of, or well, I haven't told it on the podcast, but Olivia, who's a friend of ours, her PS4 which I bought for her, by the way. I bought a Ukrainian one because it was like straight up like £100 cheaper. And they're like, oh, it might not work with DVDs in your country. And I'm like, I don't care about that at all. Like,
TVDs.
yeah. And also, we tested it and they 100% work just fine. So, oh well.
DVDs. Good one.
DVDs in current year, right? Physical
Yeah.
media in current year, actually. Like, I know we're going on about Blu-rays earlier, but that's the real story right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically a big list of Origin games that you get access to. I mean, you still have to, like, download them. Oh, and I should mention this is a PC exclusive. So, but it's like the same as the Xbox One, the one that they launched a few years ago, but now it's for PC essentially, but with more games.
And you also get 10% off any stuff you buy.
Which is not bad, you know? That's
If
like
you buy, actually, if you were to buy a full price game a month, you would be saving money.
But here's my question though. Why would you buy the game if it's like included in your subscription and like by the looks
Because
of
it's
things?
not included in your subscription? I don't know.
Okay, that's fair, but like
No,
all
like
the
a brand
games-
new game, like what's a brand new EA game?
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Sure. I'm sure I saw that in here.
It's not actually. I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right now. There's 1, 2, and 3, but there's not Andromeda. Probably because
Alright,
they
yeah.
still want you to actually pay money for that game. You know, we should talk about that because Telltale's one didn't take a lot of time. So maybe if we have time at the end, we should just add a little
Mhm.
note on the end about just our thoughts on Mass Effect now that it's been out for a week or two or however long.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some things that really bother me. Like, why are FIFA 14 and 15 and 16 included when they're the same game?
Nice meme.
No, like, I mean, that's like accurate though.
They've got updated player rosters, Alex.
All right.
So,
Okay. That man's stat that used to
uh,
be a 4.5 is now a 4.38.
I'm pretty sure they're out of 100, the stats, Alex. So that's like,
Yeah, he's a really bad team. He's from like Paraguay. I don't know. His name's
That's
Rick
his-
Football.
passing skill or whatever they
Yeah.
have.
That's how much he registers defeat on an emotional level. He's matured a lot in the last year.
Yeah.
But
Man, I remember they released an interesting, I think it was FIFA game once, where it was like street football. You could do like parkour off the
FIFA
sides.
Street. Yeah.
Aha!
Who made that game? That was genius. I bet they went on.
Cool.
Yeah, they probably went on to make Assassin's Creed or something because they're far too original for like. Like that's
yeah,
the
Assassin's Creed.
only...
That original. Yeah.
Well, the first one was, but
And the second one, and the third one was not bad. And then the fourth one was, look, we have tower defense now.
we have
And then all the
boats.
rest of them are
Awful. Derivative at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think awful's a bit unfair. Like
I think it's fair for like the last two.
it's not like
And also
contracting
Assassin's Creed
Ebola,
3.
but yeah, it's pretty bad. But like there are so many games that really confuse me as to why like it looks like they're just
Ooh.
there to pad the roster.
Bejeweled 2 and 3.
Oh,
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's
That's
pretty
a good one. Bejeweled 3.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, I played Bejeweled for a long time on like my first iPod Touch that I had when I was like 12. I got a ridiculously high level on that game, and then I just stopped playing it because I was like, this is really stupid. What am I doing with my time? But yeah, there's just like there's so many like games here that just seem to be on here to pad like the roster of games. Like there's NHL 2015, 2016. There's NBA Live 2015, 2016. There's like all the Madden games from 2015 onwards.
There's NHL 2017 as well.
Oh,
That's
dude,
like,
that's added.
that's
to...
last year's game, isn't it?
No, that's this. It's 2017, Sam. It's okay.
No, but they make it like 1 year behind, don't they? So the
yeah,
one
yeah.
released last year was NHL 27. NHL
It's
17.
like the Guinness Book of Records, isn't it? Yeah, that's really confusing.
Although they do have some pretty good games in here, like
Oh yeah.
Bad Company 2. That has a good Battlefield Bad Company 2 has a good single player,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
multiplayer was really good because everything was destructible.
I'm also
And by the end
willing
of the game, you just had like,
everything. Yeah.
you just had holes
Just
in the ground.
like it actually turned like the map into like an actual wasteland. You know, like it
Uh-huh.
actually looked like a war zone by the end.
Yeah.
Unlike some other games that we won't talk about, like maybe Battlefield 1. But
Ooh.
that's actually I'm surprised that isn't included here, you know. But you know what I think this is, and it's just occurred to me. I think this is like these are all the games
Ooh.
they've asked people, would you play this game? And they'd be like, yeah, sure, for like the right price, but they wouldn't go out their way to play it. So
Alex,
basically, yeah.
I think you might have misread this article.
Oh, is there Battlefield 1? It's not form. It's not
EA
form.
Access is
Mm.
for Xbox One.
No, 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 no.
Origin Access is PC.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
And
so.
has far superior games,
Oh my God, yeah,
such
you're.
as all of the Crises,
Yep, yep,
Battlefield 3 and 4 and Hardline, the
that one.
Banner Saga,
All
Dead
the Dead
Space
Space
1,
games.
2, 3, all the Dragon Age games,
Oh my God.
Dungeons of Dreadmore, that's a good game.
You know,
Fury, that's a good game. Jade Empire, that's
Saboteur.
a good game. Saboteur, that is a very good game.
You know what? I rescind all previous comments. This is the greatest thing, like ever to come out. I mean, maybe not really. Like, I still think it's like, if you were to take a PC gamer, someone who just bought a PC, like, in the last year, and you said, hey, how do you feel about playing these games? They'd probably be like, okay, but I don't want to pay full money for them because they're old. I think this is just basically, it's a way for EA to make money out of their old games, you know, that is like.
I genuinely think Origin is like actually really good. They have free games like a lot. Like if you go on, they have like a free game a month, and
Yeah.
it's like actually just free.
You know what, like, the biggest issue of Origin is? Like, the biggest issue is that it's, like, limited to, like, EA games. Like, you know. It's the same with, like, well, Uplay's got a lot more wrong with it, but it's the same with all of these, like, publisher-specific platforms where it's just, like, you know, oh, look how good our UI is, and look at all the points you can earn, and look at all the stuff we give you that Steam doesn't give you, and you're just like, but I don't want to play Far Cry 2. You know, like, but I think this is actually a really good approach to get more people to use Origin. Cause
I think it is. I believe this to be like actually a great deal.
Yeah.
Like £5 a month. So like, to buy a full price game, you'd have to have it for what, like 9 months or something.
Yeah, basically.
Right. So if like they have all the Mass Effects.
Dude.
Like that could take up like 3 months at least.
Oh God, yeah. If you're playing them fully, that'll take you like probably like half a year. You know, like.
And then like all the Dragon Ages, that'll
which
take
is just as long, even longer actually. Yeah.
Although Inquisition and 2, well, 2's meant to be bad, and Inquisition is.
I think it's divisive because a lot of people really like Inquisition, and a lot of people are like, it's not as good as Origins, though.
It's a lot of grinding, I believe.
Yeah, but some people love grinding, though. I mean, there are entire games which are just grinding, so.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But no, like, yeah. I think my biggest issue is that it's like an ongoing thing, so say you were to, like, install Mass Effect on your PC and like play through it, but then like halfway through your playthrough, like you miss a subscription or something, what happens then? Is it just that you can't access more of the games, or are you unable to play that game, you know?
I would assume that you just can't like play your game. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah,
because like if you could just download the game and have it forever, you could just pay £5 once
and get all
or
of these
£4
games
once and get all the games, and then just
and never pay it again. Yeah,
humble bundle, but times
That's the humble
infinity.
bundle to end all humble bundles. Yeah. Now there's gonna have to be
Like
some
this
kind
could,
of. Yeah, you go. Sorry.
yeah, it just. Oh, I was just gonna say it would entertain you for like
Two.
over a year.
No, oh, so much longer than a year. You got like Crisis games. They're just short, but they're like really replayable because they're fun.
Uh-huh.
And like Crisis 3
And
used
then
to have good multiplayer before it stopped having any kind of multiplayer at all. So,
uh-huh.
uh, so yeah, I think there's gonna have to be some. I hate to say the word, there's gonna have to be some DRM associated with it. But I think even the most cynical person like me can say that it's justified in this case. You know, I don't mean
And
like mm,
also you do sometimes get games before like you get to,
mm.
play games before
Oh,
they're
you play them
released like
early
by
and
a day
things,
or
don't
two.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mass Effect Andromeda had it, I think, a
Yeah,
couple days earlier.
Battlefield 1 had it as well, which is really
Uh-huh.
like which is really bad for like the person releasing the game because all it takes is like one popular YouTuber to just be like, "Yeah, this is horrible." And then like nobody buys it and their
You
sales
say
tank.
you say that, but that's that's kind of not how it
I
works.
mean, I guess there's
And then
NDAs.
there's well, it's called like an embargo.
Yeah,
Basically, you have to follow it. And if you break an embargo, likelihood is you'll never get a game early again,
that's
like
true.
ever.
Yeah, yeah. But that's
And it's basically to make everything fair, so it's not just a rush to see who can put out the first review, and
yeah,
then they'll
yeah.
get like 10 times more clicks than
It's
whoever.
also to mitigate bad press as well, but I think that's like totally fair, I guess, you
I
know.
don't think it's to mitigate bad press because even if there was bad press, the people who are pre-ordering it are still going to be pre-ordering it. The people
Mhm.
who are waiting to buy it would still wait until the reviews were out to buy it.
Yeah, yeah, no,
I
totally.
feel like it wouldn't actually affect anything.
Mm. But yeah, I think like early access to games obviously a good thing then. It's I mean it's good for the consumer. That's a really consumer friendly thing to do. And I think if people are willing to pay like $5 a month for a Twitch subscription, you know, where they don't actually have a choice over what games are being played. I mean, that's essentially more for the personality, but you know, it
Uh
it's
huh.
it's such a low amount of money
Uh
that
huh.
it's like I can't really like if you're interested in like five of the games on this list and you can reasonably see yourself playing them, then definitely go for it.
And
Like
actually, they're not all EA games. Like, there's quite a
Unraveled isn't,
few.
is it? Yeah.
The Banner Saga. I'm
hmm
not sure Crisis is. It might be something to do
Maybe
with
it's
EA.
published by them. It's definitely not
Maybe
developed by them or any. It's not developed
Fury.
in
That's
house.
just an indie game.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know what Origami
Mini
is.
Metro. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
Uh, I
Yeah.
don't know about Saboteur. Maybe.
Mirror's Edge, the original one, definitely isn't.
Uh
That's
huh.
like an indie game, or it was at the time. It's what I call a B plus game, where it's not. It was developed independently but published on a grand scale. So
Uh
sort of
huh.
similar to like Life is Strange or something like that.
This War of Mine is just an indie game.
Oh, dude. But then,
Torchlight.
yeah,
Trine. Actually, Trine might be. I'm
I
not too
think
sure
Trine
about.
might be associated with EA. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not just EA games, but I think they know that's because the PC market is very sort of, you know, discerning for these kind of things. They really want
Uh huh.
they want everything to be Steam, essentially, you know, just like an open platform for any game. So at least they're kind of trying to do that whilst still promoting their own product primarily.
But the problem with Steam is it's too open. Like the
Oh
amount of
yeah,
just drivel
crap.
you get on
Yeah.
Steam.
The 9 billion survival games or like zombie games, my god, yeah. But
Well, I mean, you can't really say that because people play those games. Like,
but like people are wrong though. Like people can do a lot of things. It doesn't make them good things to do, you know?
well, in a capitalist market, Yes, it does.
Okay.
Make it a good thing to do.
Well,
To make
if
survival game, early access survival games, you don't need to finish. You just need to have something that kind of works and is kind of fun and is early access and is survival.
Yeah, the
And you
biggest
just
issue, there's two big issues of early access. One is like people will just get games that are good for Let's Players because they know that'll help them sell games, even if the game's not really necessarily fun on its own, but
yeah.
only works in like a group setting. And then they have this sort of like get out of jail free card of being like, oh, it's early access, so you're not supposed to have animations or
Yeah, what do you mean
frames.
everyone's just in like a T pose? What do you mean it's just code?
What do you mean
It's
all I have
early
to
access.
What do you mean it's actually harder to turn off the walk cycle than to actually have it work?
What
Yeah.
do you mean it's literally just an empty Java document? It's
What do you mean this is just Microsoft Visual Basic? This is clearly my own creation. $10, please.
what do you mean it's just like a paint file, an MS Paint file?
It's just a drawing of a tree. Yeah.
It's
That's like
early access. It's not
that's
meant to
a
be finished yet.
that's a
Come
logical
on, man.
extreme. Like I'd love to see the patch notes. We added a rock next to the tree. That's a bit of a logical extreme, but I think like it's
I think
not
it
entirely
demonstrates our
inaccurate.
point.
Yeah, yeah. But you gotta ask what's better. What's better for society? That we just have this endless stream of asset flipped, like copy paste pieces of rubbish, or you have it be so that every publisher has their own independent marketplace for games and they all have like no integration whatsoever, you know.
Mm.
I still think Steam is better because then at least it's all in one place, you know. I'm all for unification, one platform.
You're right. Monopolies have never been a bad thing.
But like monopoly of curation isn't a bad thing. If all it's doing is
But it's not
curation,
curated. Steam doesn't do curation.
it does in the sense that you always
It
go through the Steam
literally
marketplace
doesn't.
to download it, and you always use the same like download managers and the same
That's
interface.
not
And like,
curation.
okay, I
They're
guess
not
it's more of
curating the games. The literally only
there's
curation they have is
it exists on their
Greenlight.
market. Yeah, Greenlight. Yeah.
Although they're actually thinking of getting rid of
What are
Greenlight.
you talking
And
about?
then
Greenlight is obviously a perfect system, Sam. There are no flaws
they
in Greenlight whatsoever.
they were talking about getting rid of Greenlight,
Yeah.
and then you just have to pay a fee, which is an undisclosed amount.
$1
And
million.
then you get no. People were thinking more like 10,000.
Really?
Yeah,
I was
and
expecting
then
it to
you
be
get
like
to
10.
put unlimited $10. No, you already have to pay 100 to like
Mm.
get to submit games to Greenlight.
Oh, okay. Fair, I
And
guess, but
I mean, it's not like they keep the money; they actually donate all that money to charity, I believe.
yeah, it's just to prevent people spamming Greenlight with
Uh,
rubbish, and that
and it
clearly
like
worked really
actually
well.
doesn't. It just doesn't.
Mm.
So they were talking about, potentially, like that's the upper end.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
people were guessing more it'll be 1,000
yeah.
or something. So
It's kind of
people will
like
have to be somewhat confident in their games.
it's one of these issues where, like, because it's becoming easier and easier to make games all the time, it makes Steam's job that much harder. You know, when everyone and their mum can essentially make a video game if they put more than 5 minutes thought into it, in the sense that they can open Unity, drag in a bunch of default assets, and like, I don't know, publish the thing. You know, when you can do something like that, it does become difficult to manage a marketplace for games and allow for like things that are actually games with like actual experiences to sort of be above. You know, it's a really industry unique situation as well. Because like, could you imagine going to a cinema and being like, "What are your choices?" Well, we have 4 billion movies on today. Most of them are things people have filmed on their iPhone, and some of it's just abhorrent. But like, there's this one good movie on right now that's actually produced by a studio, and they're like, oh, I hate AAA movies. I want my. I suppose indie movies actually exist, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
but they're actually like good a lot of the time.
They have a higher budget than your average indie game.
What, with a budget of zero a lot of the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's Origin Access. It seems pretty good on the whole.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the EA access isn't, if you have an Xbox One, isn't terrible.
hey, at least
Like
it's going to
Battlefield 3,
Xbox
4,
One.
and Bad Company 2, and Hardline, not
Hmm.
bad. Bejeweled 2 and 3, obviously classics. And then there's, of course, the amazing Zuma. I don't know if you've ever played
What on
Zuma.
earth is? Oh man,
You're like a little
Zuma's
frog. You're the
okay.
frog, and you shoot the balls, and you have to match, and the balls are like
Is that
traveling
not
in like a
Peggle?
spiral or whatever shape. No, 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 no.
Totally
I'll
different.
show you a picture. I'll show you a picture. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, please do. But what
I
I would,
s-
yeah, what I would say,
Zuma is a class game.
I'll believe you. It's like Battletoads, right? Yeah. But I would
No.
say, I would say if you've not played any of these games and you're interested in playing, like even if you're interested in playing more than two of them, then
Uh-huh.
probably this is
Worth.
objectively probably the most cost-effective way to do so. So, yeah. Oh God. Isn't that like it's really old,
Don't.
isn't it? I remember
Yeah.
this game. I don't know, is that on like Dreamcast or something?
Oh, maybe. I remember
Ah,
playing it on PC, but yeah, you recognize it,
I
though, right?
recognize it. Like, yeah, it was like a really weird sort of puzzle game, yeah.
It's sort of just like
Almost
Match
like a
3 or
match
whatever.
three, yeah, but it's sort of not a match three. Yeah, I remember that. It's really bizarre.
Oh, that is a good game. And then, of course, Zuma's Revenge. Ooh, Titanfall. Oh, but
Zuma's.
no one will be playing it.
Oh yeah. Oh no, you can play with Ted, the Titanfall player. His job is to play Titanfall, so in case someone goes online,
Uh-huh.
they match with him and they actually have a game. You know.
Uh-huh.
Titanfall's weird because like it could almost create this dystopian future where the last Titanfall player's just playing against AI all the time. You could create like a webcomic around like the last. It's like a really dramatic telling of this 40,000 people used to live here, and now it's a ghost town just populated by AI.
40,000 people used to live here.
Ah, it's ghost
Now it's a
town.
ghost town.
Oh my god.
Interestingly, they do also have Peggle 2 there. So.
Nice. Yeah. That's a
Oh,
really
and they
weird
do have
Plinko game.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Oh, that exists.
Apparently bad, but
Yeah, it's really
Mirror's Edge
bad.
was good.
Mirror's Edge was good because it wasn't an open world game. You know, not every game needs to be an open world game anymore. Like, you don't want to make like an open world Candy Crush game, okay? So, what would that
Oh,
even
it's
be
coming.
like?
Ubisoft are making it.
You
You
got
have to climb a Candy Crush tower somehow.
cover this
They'll
4
find a
billion
way.
mile terrain to find the other two pieces of candy that look like you. It'll take
Uh-huh.
9,000 hours, and that's just walking in a straight line.
This
Yeah.
is literally, it's a bigger map than Skyrim, guys, so you should buy our game.
They have a picture of
We
the Skyrim
know.
map, and it's just a single pixel in this huge, like,
Just zoom
void.
out, yeah.
Yeah. There's
It's
nothing
like-
in the map. It's just like a blank square, but
It's like basically just how we imagine like the universe will look when the heat death of it, the inevitable
Occurs.
heat death happens.
yeah.
But you know, it's whatever.
Basically, it's just a black screen, and they added, like, a walk sound effect to it. And then just place 3 pointers in random intervals. Yeah.
And
Gameplay.
then there's Candy Crush towers, of course.
Oh, of course,
Where
yeah.
you play Candy Crush to climb the tower. That's what charges like the lift, and then you get to the top of the tower.
And it
unlocks
reveals
your map.
another portion of the map. Yeah. And there's bases where you have to play Candy Crush, or
The Candy
you
Crush
basically just
pieces, yeah.
unleash like a toffee that destroys the entire map. Like you just have to fire a single bullet and the whole thing's done for you. Yeah. God. Should we move on though? Like
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yes, I think.
So, speaking of EA, specifically speaking of Battlefield, there's a new DLC that's coming up for Battlefield. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel
Uh-huh.
in
Yeah.
terms of content here, but
There's like not really
this like
much news, to be honest.
this we're making it work. We're making it work, but
Yeah.
like we thought last week was bad for news. Last week was pretty good for news, but
Yeah, well, that worked fine.
yeah, like all there is,
Uh,
and I'm on the official Battlefield website, all there is a bunch of like, not even like pre-rendered things, but like artists, like depictions of what these maps could look like, but almost definitely won't
oh,
because,
concept art.
yeah, concept art, exactly. Like at the bottom of them in Futura font, like 22 point size, it just says concept exploration at the bottom of it, as if it wasn't apparent enough, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like. Why do they call it "You Shall Not Pass" or "They Shall Not Pass"? Is it like a Lord of the
Burn,
Rings reference?
Sound
Oh,
Bros.
slams staff into ground, breaks like. I have an issue with
Slams.
that scene,
Yeah.
by the way. Couldn't the
Uh-huh.
Balrog just jump? Like, it's pretty big. I'm pretty sure it's like standing jump distance would be further than that gap.
It also has wings
Yeah,
that are
that's also
apparently useless.
that don't actually work as
Whatever.
wings. Yeah. I mean,
You
they are
know.
made of fire. I don't know how effective fire is at like,
Also, if
you
he's
know.
made of fire's pretty. I mean, it's pretty light, you
Yeah, it
know.
doesn't really have mass. It's
Uh huh.
essentially just a plasma. So, yeah.
You know, whatever.
He's literally made of shadow and flame. And a
Uh huh.
shadow is essentially where light isn't, so that means he's made of nothing and oxygenated plasma.
You know,
So,
kind of basically, simplistically, he is the same race as Gandalf.
yeah, you were telling me, because they were created in sort of the same way, you know?
They basically did the same thing. They
Mm,
serve the gods, or they serve the gods ish kind of thing. But
mm,
then there's a bad one, and then
yeah.
who wasn't who wasn't oh, what's he called?
Is he not called Malcor?
Big Bad. Yeah, Malkar or something. And basically they followed him. Basically it's just an allegory for the devil or
No
whatever.
way. His name is only
And
Malcor, which is like translates for like Latin for bad person. But
uh-huh. Yeah, so they followed him or something.
mm.
I'm not 100%. You'd need to read like the Silmarillion, but
It's
and
like
I can't
800
be
pages
bothered.
long. Yeah.
And it's also written very much like the Bible,
Oh God.
uh,
Just a
which
bunch of
is
like psalms. Yeah.
that's not. I don't think you know what Psalms are,
No, I don't. This is all just distraction to avoid the fact that we have to talk about Battlefield DLC.
but
But it.
yeah, but basically they're the same race, kind of.
Mm.
They're angels,
It's like
basically.
picture of Gandalf, caption you, and then picture of Balrog, caption the guy she told you not to worry about.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who
got you.
and they're also the same race, also as Sauron and yeah,
Yeah, other
Sauron,
people. Yeah, I got you.
Saruman,
Yeah, I mean two of
Radagast.
them are human. One's a big, well, three of them are human. One's like a big bull with
They're not
wings, and the
human.
other's like an eye. Well, humanoid.
Humanoid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's not a thing with an eye. That's just like
his soul.
that's like his soul, yeah,
Yeah, makes sense. All right.
or something.
Any
Anyway,
is there anything you want to say about this concept art?
no. The interesting discussion I thought was that you only need one person in your party to own the map.
Ah, right, yeah. Which is good actually.
Uh-huh.
It's
That's
probably just so that people actually can like play games, you
uh-huh.
know?
Well, part of the reason is whenever you make content that is a map pack that you have to buy, you
Mm,
basically split your community into people who are willing to buy it and people who aren't.
yeah.
And then basically it turns out that all your maps will then have lower or fewer people playing on them
Yeah, it
because the
doesn't.
people who bought the maps will want to play the maps they bought,
Yeah,
and other
people who
people
didn't.
obviously can't.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't the first time. Like, Battlefield's always been sort of more lenient with DLC compared to like other franchises like Call of Duty. You know, Call of Duty's pretty hard and fast about it, being like, "No, you don't have this. Sucks to be you, buddy." But
Uh
it does create a situation where like nobody benefits because if like not enough people are playing the new maps, you know, you just can't get a good game, and then if too many people are playing the new maps, the people who don't have it can't get a good game, and then it's if it's half and half
huh.
on both, you know, like I think they'd rather people were playing the game than they made like a little bit more money. So I think it's a good idea, even if they lose out.
Well, yeah, because on the whole, they're retaining players will earn them more money because
Mm,
the game will be alive for longer, and people will go, "Oh, is this game still being played?" And if it is, then they'll buy the game.
yeah,
And also, people who are, if you still play the game, you're like, "Well, I really enjoyed this game, and I
yeah,
still playing it, but I could use a new experience. I'll buy the map pack
yeah,
or the gun
essentially.
pack or
Because there
whatever."
will always be people who spend more money on games than other people. It's just a fact. But I
Uh
think
huh.
it kind of speaks to this fact that so a few years ago, like a Call of Duty would basically have a really consistent player base until the new one came out. And then even after that, for about like 6 months, you get a good like 18-month chunk where you could play a Call of Duty game and have no problem finding games. But I think in like the modern environment, people aren't playing like multiplayer games, or at least the same multiplayer game for as long. You know, I think people are
Uh
really
huh.
kind of they'll play it for a month, they'll be like, that was fun, and they'll just sort of move on to the next thing. I think especially with FPS games as well, because I think it's almost like I don't want to say a dying genre, but I think it's a genre that's not as big as it
Less
used to be.
popular.
Yeah, definitely less popular. But all in all,
Yeah.
it's good that they're doing that. It's at least a nice thing to do. Very consumer friendly. It's the catchphrase of this show.
Mm.
But yeah, that's good. Do we want to talk about the Dark Souls DLC?
What else is there to talk about?
Mm, talk about Mass Effect for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes if you wanted to.
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
Okay. Well, just for those of you who want to know, the last Dark Souls free DLC is coming out. It looks like Dark
Has come
Souls.
out.
Oh, has come out. It's officially out. There you go.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
The last one was apparently really good, but very short. This one
Okay.
is apparently good.
That's
So,
good. Good is
yeah.
good. Yeah. It's not as bad as Dark Souls 2. Haha. I don't know actually.
Dark
Okay.
Souls 2 is widely regarded to be weak for most people, but for
Mm.
people who are really like hardcore Dark Souls players, the mechanics, like the base mechanics, were actually really solid.
Well, at least it
Like
doesn't
the
have
fighting
the.
mechanics, so PvP was really good
I
and
remember
stuff
that
like that.
actually. Yeah, because everyone was like, "Oh man, it has no lighting. Like, there's no lighting or shaders. But man, does this parry
Yeah.
work good? Like,
Uh-huh.
it's better than the Dark Souls free system, which is level into strength. Don't do anything else. Why are you not leveling into strength? Wait, you want to play a Dex character? Oh, enjoy playing this game for 1,000 hours? No, I reserve
Alex.
the right to be salty, okay?
Dex, Dex has been bad in all Dark Souls.
But, like, okay, I understand it's Dark Souls and it likes to do things differently, but surely, like, the point in the video game, especially when you have different things to spec into, is each of them gives you, like, a different way of playing the game, not one that's objectively worse than the other one. Like, should start harder and get easier, or like have to do different things to play better or something, but like just having like only one that's objectively the right way to do it just seems really annoying. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not objectively the right way to do it. It is the easiest. Like, you basically finish the game with a
I
Dex build.
all the way up to the final
Admittedly, with
boss.
a admittedly with a bit of help, but Still.
You mean like help on every boss that wasn't
Uh-huh.
the
But I
sorcerer
mean,
lady? Yeah.
to be fair, I mean, this is a bit cruel, but you weren't very good at the game.
I'm still
So
not very good at the
it's
game. I'm bad at video
it's also a
games.
very, very hard game.
Yeah.
So it's like you took ages on the first boss who they actually choose a Dex character, the assassin specifically,
Yeah.
because of, first of all, in speedruns, first of all because of the equipment he gets, and second of all because he does like some of the highest damage
Mm.
right at the start.
Yeah.
So before you get your
Oh,
weapon
I
that you're going to
objectively
use.
chose the best character to beat the first boss with, and then had
Uh-huh.
like 4,000 souls. For those of you who don't know, like the opening area to Dark Souls, there's like 4 mobs that you kill between the bonfire and that boss fight, so you get like, I don't know, 10 souls total. I had 4,000 souls by the time I actually beat the boss. So that'll give you a little bit of insight to how many times I had to do that little section before fighting the boss.
Shows you how dedicated you are, though.
I was like, I did it, and then I got through to like the rest of the game. So it's like
Yeah.
one of my most played games on Steam, even though it like doesn't feel
Just-
like it at all.
And then 9/10 of the hours is just the first boss.
Oh my god. But that's it. Dark Souls DLC's out. I have nothing to say. It's a good game. I'm sure the DLC's fine because they care about their game. It's not just cheap cash grabbing. So yeah. Um. Well, I actually don't know how long this recording is because I've done it in 2 halves. But do you want to talk about Mass Effect Andromeda for like 5 minutes, and then we'll call it there?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Do you want to have your opinions first, or do you want me to go first?
I don't mind.
I'll let you go
partial.
first.
Well, apparently it's okay. So I mean, it looks okay.
Hmm.
It does have some flaws
Yeah.
by the looks of it.
Some.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, some flaws.
Like writing and dialogue.
You don't need writing. You don't
Lore.
need dialogue.
Like.
Lore? How are they gonna have lore? They
Oh, come
literally
on.
just
Right.
it's a new galaxy, Alex. How do
Look.
they have lore?
Look, this I know is gonna sound like nitpicking, but it's really just an anecdote, like it's just some evidence for like why this game is not terrible, but just not a good Mass Effect game. So there's this quest, it's like a side quest, where a Turian comes up to you and says, I need you to get my husband out of jail. And they use the word husband, even though Turians always use the phrase life mate. And I think that is basically like a good sort of microcosm for what the problem with the game is, where there just wasn't enough time
Maybe it's
and
just
effort.
Andromeda slang.
But they came from the Milky Way. Like these, they
Americans came from Britain.
Okay, but they've only been awake for like a month, or something. They haven't like been around that long.
No, they haven't. They've been around for like a while, and then you've been around for like a month. And
No,
the
they've
story
been around
comes
for-
from they've not been around they've been around for a wee bit,
They've been around for
and
14
they've done
months, which is
fuck
not.
all.
They've been around for 14 months, which is not enough time to change the way like years of tradition work. Okay. Like, especially for Turians. So.
Well, apparently they have like very, very slightly different dialogue. So basically, if you always choose the snarky answer, you're going to get better at being snarky, and then you're going to have even more snarky answers by the end of
So you
the game.
learn how to be an asshole.
You level up your snark skill, and then
Your
you just
maximum
become
sass.
and then you can defeat the last boss by just being the sarkiest person alive.
But those
So
shoes,
apparently-
though, congratulations, game over, you win. Yeah.
And he just like collapses.
He just
I mean,
drops. Yeah. Oh my god.
But
Yeah, no,
so
I'm
apparently,
following
so they tried that, and it has like 10 times more lines of dialogue than the last Mass Effect or something like that.
you. Okay, but
It has a lot
big
more.
numbers are good.
No.
Well,
I'm telling you why it's bad.
mm,
Not not that you know
yeah.
that's a that excuses it. It's just the reason for.
Okay, so that's why every line of dialogue sounds like it was written by a 7-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay,
Because they didn't have time to do more than one take.
yeah.
It's like, right, okay, that was terrible, but we can't do it
We,
again.
we literally can't do it again. This script is like four inches thick, and this is just of this one conversation. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
gotcha. Got like that's like the Fallout 4 issue, isn't it? Where they're like,
Uh-huh.
we don't want to have nuanced and interesting storytelling. We want our character to have a voice.
Uh-huh.
Like,
And then, yeah, we want to tell our story. We don't want you to like tell your story.
yeah,
Ooh, why
exactly.
you want to play an open world game that to play a character? You playing an RPG game and you want to role play?
Oh,
Nerd.
what? Like that's the issue, isn't it? Because like there's this one moment at the start of the game where you get attacked by aliens, or like you don't. I think you even are the first. You hand shoot first. Like you're the first person to like shoot at these aliens. So you arrive on this planet for the first time from an entirely different galaxy, and you see some aliens, and your first response is to shoot them. And even if you go down like the dialogue path, which is like, no, we shouldn't shoot them. We should like at least try and communicate with them. Like it still ends up in you shooting them, and then like one of the people you're with is just like, oh man, I hate these aliens. They're terrible and objectively evil. And you're like, dude, you just crashed onto their planet, started screaming at them in a completely alien dialogue, and then shot one of their friends. Like, how is that good storytelling? Like, you're only doing it to set up conflict for the rest of the game, you know?
But I mean, storytelling isn't everything, Alex. I
Especially
know
in a
it is to
single
you.
player story game.
I know
Okay.
it is to you, but I mean, mechanics do actually matter.
Yeah, you're right. The most important part of Mass Effect Andromeda is when you drive around the car and pick up resources. I
Oh,
forgot that
come on,
Mass Effect
Alex.
Andromeda is actually just Minecraft, but worse.
Oh,
Uh,
come on, man.
I mean, I'm being a bit unfair there, but like at the same time, like, y-
It's apparently fun, okay? If you're
yes,
not you and only care about the story because you're terrible at everything else.
okay, that's fair. I see you leveled into Sass.
Roasted.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. I mean,
my snark skill is all the way up,
it's
all the way.
all full crank on Snark.
When I
Yeah.
when I uh-huh when I encounter that last boss, he is going down.
Oh
You
my
know,
God. I just that's actually a fun mechanic. I really hope like I get to see that. That'll be
I
interesting.
really hope. I just wish that it was actually a thing. That if you just only replied sarcastically,
Mm.
that you could just be so sarcastic to the final boss. He's just like,
That's a heart attack.
"What?" that's that's the most. Yeah,
He's like trying to
you
explain
just say
his
the most
motivation.
sarcastic.
Yeah. It's like you're just like, gee, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
He's like, "Oh, shut up."
oh come on, just
These guys.
he's just like, are you always on? Like, he just gets so annoyed
That would
trying
be
to have his
such a
evil
good
person
system.
monologue that he just like, he's like, oh, screw this, and just
It's
like
like,
starts
I'm
attacking.
leaving.
He's like,
I'm off to the
bye.
next galaxy. See ya.
Here, Alpha Centauri has less assholes in it per capita, so. Oh my God. I mean, that kind of makes it sort of worthwhile. It's not a horrible game. As reductive and mean as I'm being about it, I think I give it like
I think
a
it
6 or a
depends.
5.
I think it depends on how much you care about story and gameplay. Because someone like Total Biscuit, who gives literally like he doesn't care at all
Hmm.
about story or gameplay, or sorry, no, story
all he
or
cares about are the frames
dialogue.
consistent, you know.
Are the frames consistent? Are there good? Is there a good option menu?
Yeah, oh, yeah, important.
Also, are the frames consistent at 60 plus? Are there reasonable resolution options? Does it tell you what type of AA it is? Does it tell you what type of
These are all the important things when you're playing an
all the
RPG.
important ones, all these
Yeah.
important things,
Make sure
and
you
then
have
also,
4 separate
is it
FPS counters open.
is it fun to play? Is his final consideration once he's gone through the checklist? Is it fun to play? Then that's a positive.
Okay.
Then right at the bottom, in
Size
pencil,
2 font.
in like just scroll, in like he's printed this list out to go through.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom, he's like, "Oh, I forgot story. People
Yeah.
care for," and that's what he puts at the bottom. Is the story good? But
Well,
like he says, he really likes it, but he also doesn't care about story or dialogue in the slightest.
like, okay, I know people who are like this, and that's fine. But you have to acknowledge that there are some weird things with the animations as well. But to me,
Yeah,
I don't care about that because people,
which is it off-putting.
it's off-putting, but I mean, I've played through Life is Strange and really like that game, despite the fact that everyone moves like they're a sock puppet when they're talking. So,
But it's also more sort of cartoony, which I think allows you to get away with that more.
yeah, it also didn't have $40 million
I think the
behind it.
because I think if a game looks realistic and doesn't act realistic,
Mm.
and that sort of thing, if you see what I mean,
Yeah,
then
yeah, it's Uncanny Valley
that's
territory, isn't
very
it?
off-putting.
Yeah, exactly. You either have to go full realism or have the art style complement the way the animations look. I agree with that for sure. And Mass Effect can be a little bit cheesy because it's a space opera. I mean, it's aliens in space. You can't really make it that gritty. You have to have your sort of like, you have to take a slightly lighter tone to things, for the most part. Because,
Meet me on the bridge. We'll bang, okay?
we'll bang, okay? Oh man, I wish I could just get the remix of that as the outro for this, but I don't think I can. Speaking of, that's probably a good place to leave it because this podcast
Bye.
it's now it's now an hour and a half long. So, oh my god. Yeah, as always, thank you for listening. You can find out more about what we think by listening to our other podcasts that are up there. Is there anything you want to say before we go, Sam?
No.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, we'll catch you next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bang. Okay.